welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd, and happy Monday. Of course, Century Next Bank, the exclusive banking partner of the Digital Weather Desk. Hope you're enjoying your lunchtime on this Monday, and wanted to start off with a look at some viewer photos. And a reminder that if you download the Digital Weather Desk app, which is now live on both Apple and Android devices, you can upload your photos, whether it be storm damage that we need to know about, whether it's just cool cloud formations or neat sunrises or sunsets or anything that weather-wise we should know about. Feel free to upload it there. You could scroll down from the homepage all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see submit your photos, and that is where you submit your photos. It will also give us some general location ideas of where the photo was submitted, not overly specific, so don't worry about that. But some of these have been sent in over the last couple of weeks. I've been working on getting everything synced in appropriately so we can bring those pictures in rather easily to the system and show them as we are right now. So again, during severe weather events, if there's pictures and things that you need us to know about, you can submit those again through the Digital Weather Desk app, which is again available now on Apple and Android devices. The clouds have been a little pesky across the area this morning as you take a look at the visible satellite right at lunchtime. Good morning or good afternoon, Debbie. Thanks so much for jumping in. Most locations do not see a whole lot of sunshine, at least yet. But as we go through the late afternoon hours, there is the opportunity for maybe some peaks of sunshine across the region. I wouldn't be overly optimistic about seeing a lot of sunshine, and that also makes me very skeptical in terms of what we will see in terms of daytime highs. I have us in the 70s for a lot of spots, and we may struggle to get there. Radar products made possible by Brown's Roofing. BrownsRoofingLA.com shows a lot of the shower activity still making its way through the mid-Atlantic states. And good afternoon, Matus. Hope you're doing well. Temperatures, 50s and 60s. For the most part, some 70s sprinkled in as well. 72 in Jackson, 70 in Shreveport, 66 in Monroe. Again, the clouds here locally have really kept temperatures down. It's 60 in Monticello, 61 in Camden, and El Dorado is at 62. So most locations should at least get close to the 70-degree mark, but as I mentioned, I have the forecast high at 74 today at the Monroe Airport, and I don't know if we will actually get there, especially considering as we've gone into the afternoon, we're not overly optimistic that we will see that much sunshine. Winds are out of the north, generally 5 to 10 miles an hour. Those winds will likely pick up middle parts of this week behind the front. We'll get to that in just a minute. A check of rainfall as we kind of tie a bow on the rain event from this past weekend. And if you follow the forecast, the general forecast was for 2 to 3 inches of rain with locally higher amounts of 4 or 5. Obviously, a lot of areas fell quite short of those rain totals with a 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch in some spots, while other locations did surpass the 2-inch mark. If you see yellow on the map, anything yellow or bolder than that usually indicates 2 inches of rain or higher. So there were still plenty of areas that saw 2+ inches of rain, but there were also a lot of areas that fell short of that. The vast majority of the region seeing at least an inch of rainfall or in the ballpark there. But again, just kind of showing how those numbers fared as we went through yesterday and the days prior. Also, Onethia, good afternoon. Look at Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports, I-20 frontage road in Monroe. Do not wait until the last minute to get your youth ATV or side-by-sides. There's limited stock on Polaris, Honda, and Yamaha youth off-road vehicles. And, by the way, if you go to Bayou Power Sports and tell them that Jared sent you, they may ask you to leave. Anyway, let's take a look at what's going on as we go through the next couple of days. Scattered showers and storms expected to develop along a front that moves through the region tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Again, severe weather threats look pretty low, but obviously as a front moves through and we scour out some thunderstorms, a rogue strong thunderstorm can't be completely ruled out, but not expecting a whole lot of drama with this front as it sweeps through the area rather quickly. And we'll look for those showers and storms to advance east by early Wednesday morning. So again, rain's pretty much gone in about a 3 to 4 hour window across the area as we go through the day on Wednesday. But as I mentioned, wind speeds could pick up a little bit behind the front. Generally expecting the boundary to move through late tomorrow afternoon. So winds a bit breezy out of the south and southwest tomorrow afternoon. Then the front moves through. Behind the front, northwesterly winds in the 15 to 20 mile an hour range late tomorrow night. And then beyond that, as we go into the day on Wednesday, sustained winds, I would think at least 15 to 20 miles an hour, although Futurecast is advertising the possibility of sustained winds 20 to 25 miles per hour. Either way, pressure gradient winds associated with this storm system will likely, we could probably see some 30 to 35 mile an hour gusts through the day on Wednesday. It will be cloudy, it will be cool, and it will be windy. A little bit of a taste of fall across the area. Aunt Joanne, that's who just commented on Facebook. Sounds like super gumbo weather is coming. Aunt Joe actually has a really good chicken noodle soup recipe. We frequent that recipe in the Floyd household. And hello, Aunt Joe. Futurecast temperatures show most of us 60s to 70s tomorrow afternoon as the cold front makes its way through the area. So obviously, as the front moves through faster in the northwest, those spots won't cool warm up as much as the spots to the south and east, where some areas could be back in the mid to upper 70s in the southern counties and parishes. Areas like Natchez and over toward Alexandria, mid to upper 70s are a possibility tomorrow afternoon. Then the front moves through, and likely falling into the 40s and 50s by Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, a struggle to get out of the 50s. In fact, I would expect some areas to see daytime highs Wednesday afternoon, high temperatures, the highest temperatures, the max temperatures of the day in the 50s. There will be some areas that see the low 60s, but it will be a noticeable jolt in terms of temperatures. Morning lows on Thursday, generally back into the 40s. Thursday afternoon, upper 50s to low 60s. And then Friday morning, perhaps bringing us the coldest morning of the week, where some areas could start the day near 40 degrees. Now, temperatures will start to rebound after that. We'll be back in the low to mid 70s for highs by the start of the weekend. But again, Friday morning could be the coldest morning of the week. And a lot of us could sneak to the near the 40-degree mark, maybe the upper 30s. So again, still too early to really jump into the specifics, but something to watch. And for fall cool weather lovers, something to get excited about as well. Something to not get excited about as you look at daytime highs start to climb back into the 60s and low 70s by Friday afternoon, but something that's really just been unfortunate to watch as it unfolds out over the Caribbean. And on a very serious note is Hurricane Melissa. Maximum sustained winds, I believe, at 165 miles per hour now. And if you've been following us and following this storm, again, it's been sitting basically like a tropical storm, or has been sitting as a tropical storm, essentially off the southern coast of Jamaica for the last week or so. Of course, over the weekend, it underwent rapid intensification. Now a Category 5 hurricane, as I mentioned, maximum sustained winds at 165 miles per hour. The pressure, 908 millibars. If there's any good news, it's that the storm finally starts to move this afternoon and into tonight. The bad news is it's going to move right over the island of Jamaica. Again, rain, mudslides, things like that continue to be major problems for a lot of these areas. And then, again, eastern Cuba will deal with it. And then eventually Bermuda as well as that storm races off to the north and east. Harlan asks, I downloaded the Android app and was wondering, can you not get your weather forecasts on there live, or do you have to continue to get? Right now, that's a legit question. Right now, we do not have videos streaming to the app. I plan on doing that soon in the future. That involves some other steps down the line. But yes, you can still get live video on every time we're live on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Twitch. And then obviously we output all the other forecasts to all the other social media platforms as well. But there will be, there are steps and plans down the line to, if we're live like I am currently, or live for severe weather or something like that, that you could pull up the app and the video streams natively there. That's going to take some time. And I know you understand that, but I appreciate the question. It's a very legitimate question and a good question. So hopefully that answers it. So there's the latest on Melissa. Again, this is going to be a really unfortunate as I mentioned, I deemed it a humanitarian crisis, but that's unfortunately what's going to unfold with the flash flooding and the mudslides, landslides, the wind damage, all those types of things associated with Melissa. No U.S. impacts, but it's again, we're all neighbors on this planet, and nobody wants to see anybody go through that, and it just very, very unfortunate. Back here closer to home, if we want to start looking at the positive things, daytime highs upper 60s to mid 70s today. Again, I'm not overly optimistic that a lot of us will get into the 70s. The cloud cover has been pretty staunch, and low clouds are forecast busters. As soon as I tweaked the forecast highs, the clouds would go away, and then the sun would beam down, and we'd be back in the 70s. And so, again, you're just you're darned if you do, darned if you don't, if you will, when it comes to trying to figure out low clouds and how they impact the forecast. Low temperatures tonight, a smidge milder, if you will, or cooler, mid-50s for lows. As we go through the overnight, and then the 7-day forecast shows the cold front slated to arrive on Tuesday, but still expecting a lot of areas to land in the low to mid-70s, maybe even close to 80 degrees farther south and east, but the showers and thunderstorms will move through during the afternoon and evening. Cloudy and breezy on Wednesday. A lot of areas may struggle to get out of the 50s, so just be aware that you step outside Wednesday, cloud cover, not a lot of sunshine, breezy conditions, and temperatures in the 50s may feel cooler than we've felt in a while during the daytime hours. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a modest warming trend back into the 60s, eventually to near 70 with morning lows. For the most part in the 40s. There will be some areas that could sneak into the upper 30s, specifically on Friday morning. Of course, your 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Hardware as you get ready for the fall and winter weather seasons. Make sure that you remember them if you need their services. And that's a look at the forecast at midday. Again, don't forget you can download the Digital Weather Desk app available for Apple and Android users. You can submit your photos there, get a forecast that's tied directly to the one that you see here. Just updated it about an hour and a half ago, and we'll continue to tweak it this afternoon. We will have your fish and game forecast later today, and another look at your forecast here in a couple of hours as we get set for the evening, keeping an eye on tomorrow's cold front. And of course, the forecast can always be found at the app or on digitalweatherdesk.com. We'll check you later today, folks. Thanks so much for stopping in. As always, I'm glad you're here, and thanks so much for